Okay, so now that that is out of the way, let's get into these fights. These are 2v1 Hornet only fights. I got 2 AI in here against me, and I started off below them 2,500 feet and headed kind of the same direction as them on these first 2 or 3 fights. I can't remember how many I did here. So luckily he turned away a little bit after the actual merge. So I kind of usually try to build up a little bit of energy if I get in that situation, and put some pot shots out there that they weren't even close. But I'll try to build up a little energy and kind of fly towards where they were to give me some turning room, and then I'll pull really hard to get in on their 6 o'clock. But I tend to pull I always tend to pull a little bit too much pitch and get too slow, and the Hornet is really good at doing that, and so it's easier to get slow. So now I'm trying to build energy back. He's pretty slow as well, and I know that there is another F-18 out there somewhere. And oh, there it is. It just crashed into the ground. And then this one is going to get really, really close. So there's still something wrong with the F-18 AI. They will get really slow and get really high alpha, and then they're just stuck there. So we shoot him. I'm certain, I haven't really looked into it, I'm certain the Eagle Dynamics is aware of it, but anyway, it's an issue. So we did it again, fight 2, same setup. I don't want to win this fight by them crashing into the ground randomly, or getting into really low and slow situations and then not being able to get out of it. So we're kind of going nose to nose here, or we were trying to, but the AI, and this is on veteran. I used to fly on ace, but then it's like it got to where they just had 0 physics, or not 0, but just not great physics. Those shots weren't as good as the first burst I did, but I'm panicking because I want to get this guy dead. Got some hits there. Oh yeah, I did get some hits second to last burst, but okay, so now we can maneuver because we know that there's another F-18 somewhere in an offensive position on us. We're going plenty fast, so we're going to climb again and try to get eyes on him. And I decided to kind of go more purely vertical there. That might have been a mistake because I essentially straightened out. So if he was right behind me, I probably would have been dead. But still having trouble seeing him. There he is, and he is in really good position. So I'm really slow and from the climb and the maneuvering. So what I'm doing here I don't think is good. But I was sort of trying to own the slow since I was already slow. I was kind of trying to own it and force an overshoot. And this is where the Hornet can do some really interesting stuff. You know, it's got a lot of rudder authority even when it's going slow. So you can get your nose pointed around. And basically I got my nose pointed around the direction that I wanted it. And then was able to start managing my energy a little bit better. Now I'm still spending a little bit too much time in the high 100s, low 200s, but I didn't mind it once I got my nose pointed around, and now we're offset a little bit, but I can build my energy back up and should be able to wind up in his rear quarter. Although he was he was a little bit faster than me at first, but now he's slow and slow, and the AI just, if they're being chased at all, they just will not fix this situation themselves. At least that's my take. If they're chasing you, if they're not in danger, it seems like they'll relax maybe and stop pulling that super high alpha. but like this dude is just barely not crashing most of the time down here. And so I decided to just just kind of burn away and climb and see if he would chase me, so that we could have a fight that wasn't stupid. And eventually he did climb up to meet me. So we got a merge. And I think in the Hornet, I'm not quite as good at the speed. Like, I don't know, I haven't fought it as much as I fought the F-16. So, second merge with some pot shots, or third, I guess, maybe. So I feel more comfortable with the F-16, just knowing kind of what speed to shoot for, or what speed range to shoot for, I should say. In the Hornet, it's slower. The range that quarter speed is in is a little bit slower. And we may have gotten some hits there. But I just don't know what the range is. So I think that it is mid 300s. Maybe high 300s. And there I got a little too slow, which is why he zoomed across my screen there a little bit. I'm trying to build my energy back up. He's heading to the deck, so I'm not going to follow him. I don't want to force him into that same situation. So I'm going to stay up here and turn a little bit. And it took him a little while to get back up to me. But he started coming back up. I wound up pretty high, and he wound up rejoining the fight, I guess you could say. So we kind of let him. He's not really on our 6, but he did fly in behind us there, so we're going to turn. And we're going to do so without burning off too much energy. Might have got some hits there, not sure. It was close. Okay, I'm going to try not to get my nose too high to chase him, but I want to be in position to kind of tuck in behind him if I can, and I miscalculated it. Got my head tracking all mixed up from where my plane was pointed. And now we are slow again, and inside his turn circle. So, once again, we're going to try to use the rudder authority to get in behind him. And I realized I was nose high again, so I kind of pumped my nose down, and so now we're building up speed, and I'm also getting my nose pointed around, so that's a little better. Before I was just nose high and slowing down too much, and then he kind of disintegrated there, so I'm guessing I got some shots in him at some point. Okay, that fight was a little weird, so we're doing it again. This is fight 3. I'm above them now. I changed it to kind of simulate what if I really did shoot up between them, like in the entry to the video, or the introduction to the video. So I would be up above them and going the opposite direction, and we would both kind of turn to meet each other. So this reversal was probably not a great reversal, but I saw the guy and he looked like he was kind of passing really quickly behind me, so I reversed to try to I don't know, put him in front, out in front of my nose somewhere. So now I'm going to reverse again because I see this guy coming in hot over the top of me. And now we're nose to nose, and that didn't look good. That was a good shot. I entered that last fight really poorly. So, fight 4. We're hoping for a better fight, better performance by all sides, all aircraft. But this guy, you know, I don't know, he just didn't really seem like he wanted to not have an aircraft on his 6 o'clock. So now he's in the scissors. He's kind of trying to almost force an overshoot, but it's more like he's just trying to. And we shot off one of his rear stabs, so I'm kind of trying to go ahead and kill him here. But then I realized I had better just let him go. He's damaged, so he's less of a threat. So I'm just gonna let him go, and it's a good thing because that Hornet back there was right on me. And I don't remember what I was saying before I shot that guy, but anyway. I tend to start saying sentences, and then something happens that I want to talk about, and I get interrupted. So anyway, we're slow again. We're using rudder authority to get pointed around, which is fine.
Altitude.
And now we're building speed back up. I think he should have reversed there. Oh, I remember what I was saying now that I'm about to shoot this guy. I'll say it later. Boom, knocked his wing off. So that was actually my best shot of the night. Like that was really fun and rewarding. And that fight was better because they were at least trying to turn a little bit. But now we're gonna, just for fun, we're gonna go find the other guy because he wasn't dead all the way. And as it turns out, he was still trying to fight, so he was following me around a little bit. And I eventually saw him back there and then reversed back into him. But this guy, before I shot him, when I was fighting, I was like, you know, he's trying to force an overshoot, but, you know, it could be, and this is a valid tactic, it could be that you would not fight too hard, because he wasn't really turning very hard. And you might do that in an attempt to set up a shot for your wingman, which I don't know that they're smart enough to do that, but maybe that's what he was doing. So now he's kind of low and slow, and you know, this is another fight that normally I would have redone it because I hate this, but since I had already damaged him, I felt like it was valid if I just went ahead and killed him and called it good. So I'm trying to, you know, when I'm kind of too fast for him and not lined up, I try to trade it out for altitude and then maneuver to get back behind him again and then come back in at a decent speed. So here we're lining up and missed a little bit, but then we got him. And he's still up, so look at that alpha. He's tough. Like, I don't know if this is a Soviet Hornet that I'm shooting at or what, but so once again we just kind of climbed, looped around, pull back in behind him, and now the smoke's going to make him a little bit harder to see, but I don't know that it'll hurt or improve my aerial gunnery much. I'm just really not sure, but try some long distance shots, you know. It's really hard to hit those because things change, too many variables change by the time the bullets get there. It's not just speed, but we got him there. He's going down, and that's the video. So it was a fun fight, good practice. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, happy flying.